Jasmine Starchild has been an advocate for healthy menstruation since 2005 when she experienced a life-changing transmission from Mother Earth. Since this experience, she has gained a unique perspective on menstruation, believing it is a time of ceremonial purification. Along with activating many red tents and moon lodges, Jasmine has also written an array of articles, appeared on internet radio shows, and even local television. I hope you enjoy this message with her today.
After looking at the way that the world was, I asked Mother Earth, what can I do to be of service to the world? Basically, like, how could I be helpful? And in 2005, I had experienced a major tragedy and was sitting outside in the sun and just contemplating what I was going through. And I was asking that question, how can I turn this pain and this suffering into service? And Mother Earth instantly answered and said, Jasmine, you could get the women of the world to return their sacred womb blood back to the land. And when they do so, men will stop killing each other for what you could so easily offer. And then I was given a vision. I saw a number of things. And with the images came sort of a download, like a lot of information came forward at that time. And I basically, in the moment, committed myself to sharing that message. The message that the womb blood is sacred and that it is our original vision quest. It is meant to be a ceremony. And so it really, for me anyway, is not a feminist movement. It's more of a spiritual movement because I see the menstrual cycle as the grounding cord for humanity. It's what connects us to the earth, right? And every person is here in the world because a woman bled for their life. We've all come through the womb. So it's very special, and it's a very sacred act that is meant to be treated as such. And really the message goes out there for men and women because it does affect us all. And the women may be doing the physical act, but the men can also support us.
Can you explain a bit of what this practice consists of? When someone goes into their moon, what does that look like when someone's practicing ceremonial menstruation?
Yeah, basically everyone is at different stages and everyone has different experience or different comfort level. So really just start where you feel ready. My recommendation is that people stop using tampons because when you're releasing, there's so much more than just blood that needs to come out. There's a lot of tissue and stuff. And so you really want the body to expel and release during that time. So natural pads, reusable pads, the cup, anything like that is a better alternative to working with your flow. And I also recommend using nothing at all when that's possible, when you're outside in the proper location or if you have a light flow at home. So you want to allow your body to do what it needs to do naturally. When we're on our cycle, what's happening is we are cleansing. We are releasing everything that we no longer need. During the month, we tend to go through a lot that affects our emotional body or our thoughts and our feelings. It's like a build-up in a way, right? For men and women, just anybody. We go through life and things are weighing us down. So when the moon cycle hits, it's a time to clear all of that. So you want to pull back from the regular activities, whatever they might be, and spend more time on you. It's up to you to create what it is that works for you. It's not a list of to-dos. It's no list and no to-dos. What do you need in the moment? Maybe you need nothing. Maybe you need quiet. Maybe you need to sleep. All of that is a part of the ceremony. because what you're doing is you're caring for yourself. You're listening to your needs and you're taking time for yourself.
And would you say that while someone's bleeding, that there's a special opportunity to receive messages that you might not be able to receive on other times of the month, and that's also part of the importance of taking that time?
Absolutely. What happens when you're on your moon is you become very sensitive, right? You're a woman that's on her period is actually in her power. This is a time of woman's power, in emotion and intuition and that sensitivity. This is our power. So during that time, absolutely, you can receive more messages because you're more tapped into yourself and Mother Earth. Now, what people need to recognize is that the messages don't come into your mind. They're not about listening, it's about feeling. That's where the messages come through your heart or your womb. And so the mind is meant to um, follow the heart. The society now has it quite backwards, and we're doing everything how we think things should go. And so the moon time is opposite again. It's not about what we think and how it should go. It's about what feels right. And so when you take time to just relax and listen, that's how you're going to see those messages.
I think we touched on the last talk we had that there was a tradition that when women would go into the Moon Lodge, that they would receive visions often of things having to do with the tribe, and then after they'd go back and tell those to the men or the chief, and then they would implement those visions. Is that?
Well, that's possible. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of different things that we used to do. And because, a lot of tribal cultures were matriarchal, there was a high respect for the women because they all knew that the babies were coming through the women. And so we were protected. And the Moon Lodge, or I don't think it would be called Red Tent then, but the Moon Lodge, the blood huts and everything were protected. The men guarded us while we were in ceremony. Now, if there was something that needed to happen, like, I mean, if there was information that needed to come forward, then you could collectively use that time to receive information for sure. And a lot of that wasn't just through like meditation, it would be through altered states, which are more easily accessible when you're on your moon, but it would maybe be drumming or singing. When you singing can elevate you into an altered state, and you just have to do that with intention, which you could do now. You could just sit in your room and create that space, so no one's going to interrupt you, and go in and ask Mother Earth, like I did when I was in that state of tragedy. And I asked, and I mean, instantly the answer is there within. It's inside of you. Everything that we need to know is already inside of us. I'm just here to kind of spark people and activate and inspire people to find the path for themselves and do what works for them. So there's the things that I did which worked, and it's a great platform to start. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is take time for you during your moon. If people are ready, you can also take your blood to the land and return it to the land. Um, Now, if you do something like that, you have to be real careful where. And the number one thing to do is ask Mother Earth for permission. You may go outside. I'm looking out this beautiful window. You may go outside and look around and see, the most epic tree you've ever seen, and you want to go and you want to do your ceremony there. Well, go there and then wait. You have to get permission. And I learned that the hard way because I did this once, and I thought this is the most perfect spot that I could do my offering. I put it down, and a raccoon came running over, almost attacked me. He would have if I didn't move. I had basically done my offering at his home. I cried. I was so sad because I didn't quite receive permission. I just went with my feeling. I want to do this here. My thinking, I want to. Well, did Mother Earth say that that was appropriate? No. I just did it without my heart, without that connection. So that's where you get your information. Make sure you have permission that the location of your offering is appropriate. I've also given it to plants and the plants died because they didn't want it. There was different plants I should have given it to. You have to be careful with what we do with our blood. It's very powerful. So just ask for permission. If you're using the cup, I pour it into a jar. If you're using reusable pads, you soak your pad in water. I like to, even if I'm using the cup, dilute it. You don't have to do that. But the reason that I do that is so that it goes down into the soil and it goes deeper. Um, you have to be careful that other animals don't just come along and ingest. Yeah, either dig down or create a way that it's covered and um, make your offering. I don't go to 101 places all around. I don't spread myself out that way. You want to keep things unified and succinct and refined and simplified. So keep it close, like go to the same tree or your garden, or um, if it's appropriate, you could give to water. Usually you don't put it in fresh water because people drink fresh water and people bathe, and you have to be careful where. This is how Mother Earth knows what you need or don't need. When you take your offering, or even if someone was to spit on the ground or urinate or anything, like, to connect, basically she sees what you are, how you're feeling, what you're doing, what you've been putting into your body, or what you're lacking from your body. You need different nutrients, and she gets to know you that way. She also knows where you are in the world. It's a form of connection and communication. So it's very healing. You only have to do it once in your whole life, and it will change everything for you. Some people love the effect so much that they continue with it, like I did for many, many years, about 15 years, returning my blood to the land and pray. That take that time for prayer. I mean, that's really what it's meant to be about. However, please, and really hear me when I say, be very careful what you pray. And again, I learned that the hard way. It's so powerful, I could say that your prayer is amplified times 10. I'm making that number up, but it's amplified in a way that is unbelievable. You will get what you want, and never, ever do anything for vengeance or retribution or revenge. Never do anything in anger. All of that will come back to you. But it is very dangerous to pray too much or to do magic with your blood. Um, During the years that I pulled back, I had to witness, and at the same time, I had to incorporate new teachings. I got a lot more information from my husband, who is a Native hereditary medicine chief, and he has a lot of teachings from his matriarchs, the blood queens of his Native lineage. So I learned a lot more. And what I've come back now to say is, like, simplify. Please simplify. Please don't say too much when you're working with your offering. It's very important to keep it simple. If you come to the ceremony or the experience with your heart and with your innocence and your good intentions, and you're doing everything with respect for all relations, then everything should be fine. And that means you're not doing anything to get something, because that's a form of manipulation through magic. You can't try to get something. um or have something happen to you, like everyone's trying to manifest it and that. No, they're using their blood to do that. Well, I'm telling you, it's going to backfire on you. That is not what the ceremony is about. The ceremony is about peace, and it's that simple. It's about creating a good ecosystem on your internal landscape. And if you can do that and you're clear, you come through your ceremony onto the other side and you're clear every month, that's how you manifest things. Not by using your blood to get it, but by using the ceremony to clean up, to do your inner feng shui, to clean house. As my husband would say, to clean your pipe, right? They work with the tanupas, the sacred pipe, and he teaches that we are all the pipe, and that is up to us to clear that. Otherwise, how can we be of service to the Creator? And that is the gift from Mother Earth that she gave you. She gave you that time to take care of yourself. And because we forgot to do that, doesn't matter why, don't ask about that. But because we forgot our sacred ceremony, this is the state of the world. And so if you at home want to do something to help Mother Earth, this is what you do. You take time for you. Every time I sat with Mother Earth and cried, "Oh, Mother Earth, you must be hurting. Oh, Mother Earth, I feel so sorry for what you're..." She said, "Come on, don't worry about me. You are me. So take care of you." And that's the message. That's the message of the blood. There are so many people wondering, what can I do? I feel helpless. But you're not helpless, because, and this is literal, it's not some hippie poetry. We are Mother Earth. Our physical form is created from her element, and there is no separation. And when we see millions of women, no agenda, just being holy vessels for the universe to flow through us and use us as the divine tools of service that we were meant to be, imagine what the state of the world could become like when we don't have our personal agenda. But like I said, we turn our suffering into service. We are clear vessel, and we are in peace, like we're connected to our heart, and it's peaceful. That, I'm just seeing this. I'm seeing flowers. I'm seeing these flowers blossom all over the world. And they're just a flower. They're just emanating beauty and beautiful scent and color. You could be in the middle of nowhere all by yourself, but you're not alone because you're with Mother Earth. And you could be a blossomed flower, just blooming radiance and beauty. And when we all do that, it will change the world, and that's the message. We can take our ceremony seriously and become beautiful and healthy.
Thank you so much, Jasmine.
You're welcome, darling.
Sending lots of love and blessings to you.
All my relations, to
all our relations.